to graph this quadratic, I'm going to create a table of values. And what I'm going to do with this table of values is I'm going to start at the origin in the middle, which is 0, 0. And I know the origin is 0, 0 because there's no parentheses. If I had something like 2 parentheses x minus 2 squared, then I would know that this does not start at the origin because of this parentheses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do numbers smaller, -1, -2, and numbers bigger, 1 and 2. And then I'm just going to plug in. If I plugged in a -1 here, I would get 2. If I plugged in, oops, made a mistake there. Let's start over. If I plugged in a -1 there, then I would get 2. If I plugged in a -2 there, I would get 4 times 2, which is 8. Now if I plugged in a +1 here, then I would get 2. And if I plugged in a +2 there, I would get 8. Now notice there's a pattern. From the origin, I'm symmetrical on both sides. Therefore, I'm going to plot the origin, and then I can be symmetrical at 1, 2, and at -1, 2. At -2, 8, at +2, 8. So my graph is going to go like this on both sides. The origin is the point 0, 0, and this is also called my vertex. From the x value, x equals 0, because this is my x value, I have what's called a line of symmetry. And a line of symmetry always cuts a parabola in half. That means every point on the parabola is equal distance from each other. Let's take a look at a different one. Again, my goal here is to graph it. I know that my graph starts at the origin, which is 0, 0. But this time, because I have a fraction, I'm going to choose points wisely. The denominator is 2, so I'm going to choose multiples of 2. So I'm going to have 2 and 4, and -2 and -4. So when I plug in -1/2 times 2 squared, and I have 4 times 1/2, I get -2. When I plug in a 4, I get -8. When I plug in a -2, I get -2, and I plug in a -4, I get a -8. Now my goal is just to plot these points. The origin, which is my vertex. So when you find it in your calculator and you start seeing this pattern, you know the number in the middle of it is the vertex. So -2, -2, -4, -8, and then on the other side I have the same thing going on, and 4, -8, so my graph will look something like this.